some of the other misinformation about the case that is widespread, and you gentlemen are as aware of it as I am. Now they had some people in the Milwaukee Journal, I think I read it, that they talked to some professors at the two law schools in the state and said it was odd, I think was the word, that I didn't rule on the motion to dismiss. I haven't even had a chance to read the motion to dismiss. I just got it yesterday, and I really think before I rule on a motion, I should let the state respond. So why anyone would think that it's odd for the judge to sit on a motion to dismiss, I have no idea. As I spoke about it on the first day of trial, the result of the trial should be open to public scrutiny, and people should have confidence in the outcome of the trial. I think we can all agree on that, and it's just a shame that irresponsible statements are being made. And as long as I'm talking about it, I guess I'm going to talk about that too. The business about people not being identified as victims. How would you like to be put on trial for a crime? And the judge introduced the case to the jury by introducing you as the defendant and the person who is accusing you as the victim. And then throughout the trial, have all the references to the complaining witness as being the victim. Is it so difficult to just use the term complaining witness instead of prejudging what the jury is here to determine as to whether there's a victim and whether there was a crime committed? So I don't know what I'll leave that comment at that. And then finally, I'm now reading about how bizarre and unusual it was to have the defendant pick the numbers out of the tumbler yesterday. And I would admit that I don't know that there's a large number of courts that do that, maybe not any. I do it because of an incident that I had in a case I tried in Racine. And there was a black defendant, and there were 13 jurors, one of whom was black. And when the clerk, the government official, drew the name out of the tumbler, it was a black, the only black. There was nothing wrong with it. It was all okay. But what do they talk about? Optics nowadays? Is that the word for things? That was a bad optic, I thought. I think people feel better when they have control. So ever since that case, I've had an almost universal policy of having the defendant do the picks. It had nothing to do with anybody's race or anything like that. And I never had a complaint about it before. In fact, I haven't had a complaint about it here. But some people seem to be dissatisfied with that, and people who want to undermine the result of the trial. So that's today's statement on that subject. When I talked about problems with the media when this trial started, we're there in part, not fully, but in part, because of grossly irresponsible handling of what comes out of this trial. I will tell you this. I'm going to think long and hard about live television of a trial again next time. I don't know. I've always been a firm believer in it because I think the people should be able to see what's going on. But when I see what's being done, it's really quite frightening. Frightening, that's the right word for it. But back to the subject at hand.